Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to each one of you who's watching us live on Talksopedia from different parts of the world. And I welcome you all to episode 4, season 3 of our Talksopedia series. Now, Talksopedia, as you all are aware, is an online talk show where we invite people with stories, people with life changing moments, people who have talents. And today I'm so excited because we have a very special guest with us who is a man with so many talents. Now, this gentleman hails from Pune, Maharashtra in India, and he works as a local sales unit manager in ABB LLC, Qatar. Now, if I have to talk about his talents, though I know him for such a long time, but I was never aware of, these many talents that he has. He is an actor. He has worked in many short films here in Qatar and many projects based outside Qatar. He is a stand up comedian who has been professionally associated with Trinity Qatar. And he was blessed with an opportunity to do an opening act, an opening performance for renowned stand up comedians Zakir Khan and Amit Tandon during their events here in Qatar. He has written, directed, and acted in a one act play of 45 minutes. He is a voiceover artist. He is a TEDx speaker, a humorous speech champion. And that is what I know about him, that, he's a humorous speaker. And when I posted this flyer, many of his friends commented and said, by the way, he's a golfer also. I don't know. And I'm very sure that he has got many other talents that which he's going to unveil very soon. So please help me welcome the multi-talented, the witty, humorous Chandrashekar Angadi, our very own Chandu, onto the screen.
Thank you, Nisha.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. A bit nervous, probably after a long time.
Nervous, you, right? I'm nervous because I know how witty you are. And I'm just thinking that, for every question of mine, would you be giving a humorous counter? Is it going to be like? All right. Now, I think I have been seeing you or I know you for such a long time, probably more than 10 years now. Is it not? We met in Toastmasters.
Right.
But there are so many things, especially about your special talents. I was never aware of it. Okay. And I didn't know how it started, from where, because every time I see a post, you are doing, you are either acting or you are directing, then you are into stand-up comedy. So it's all a mix of so many things. Now, like all of our viewers, I also want to know, Chandu, and I will call you Chandu. Okay, let's keep these formalities.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay. So, what is your story?
Well, it's a bit difficult for me also. Since my childhood, it is said that stage fear or fear of public speaking is the second biggest fear after the fear of death. Somehow, I never had that. Since my childhood, since my kindergarten, I always wanted to be on the stage, do things. I never felt the fear. However, as life takes its turn, till my 10th grade, I made sure that I'm part of each and every school gatherings every year, doing many acts. And there's one particular year I remember I did 4 different acts in 4 different drama. And then after the 10th grade, obviously, doing engineering, getting into job, all of these things took a backseat. I never got an opportunity. However, as I said in my introduction, I've read somewhere, keep your dreams alive and keep them coming true. So it was there, it was packed and kept in some corner of my mind that I always wanted to be on the stage, in front of the camera, do things, and then Qatar gave me a lot of opportunities. First, as you rightly said, it's with the Toastmasters. That's where I discovered the humorous freak in me. while I used to give projects. So the first big break I got was in 2013 when I won the Division E Humorous Championship and represented Qatar in Dubai. And I was the final six among seven countries at that point of time. So Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE, Oman, Jordan, Lebanon. So all of these countries, I was the top six. And that's where a lot of people got associated with me. The first break about stand-up came in through a friend who was organizing a award show, and he said, "I want you to host the show, but I don't want to host you. You to host it in a regular way. Just try and make it witty, funny." And I kind of prepared for it, and that was the first, I would say, break. And then a lot of accolades come in. A lot of people came in and said, "No, you should try your hands." And slowly and steadily, I started speaking in front of a smaller audience. And the next big break came in when the first opening act, I got an opportunity to open for my idol, Amit Tandon, right? And then I would say there's no looking back, voiceover projects, a lot of single shows, corporate shows on stand-up comedy. In between, short films happened. So, and Doha is a small place, so a lot of people would know you. So those projects came in. I worked for very prestigious projects like the Doha Metro, Qatar Tourism Authority, Vodafone, Uridu. And then all of a sudden I got a voiceover project as well. I said, why not? I'll do that as well. So it's like I kind of pulled into a lot of things. I never knew that I had these talents in me. It was just a self-discovery, or a journey of self-discovery for me, Nisha. And the biggest thing that happened to me was TEDx. So I could reach out to a much larger audience. And even today, people talk about it. And a lot of messages I do get once in a while from abroad, where people see this video and then they kind of try and get in touch with me. So yeah, that's that's what in brief I can talk about me.
Now, we all know you as a humorous speech champion. Yeah, as you correctly said, I was right there in Dubai when you were performing, in the finals. And that is when we discovered that, okay, there is a humorous speaker in this guy. But how different is humorous speeches than stand-up comedy?
Oh, they are two different planets, Nisha. In a speech, what happens is you get enough time to prepare, work on it, use your mentors, and you can actually prepare it to the last second, so to say. You can go ahead and deliver that. Stand-up is a lot more impromptu. It requires much more research, maybe not practice, but a lot of research. You have to be aware of the current trends on which you can actually make jokes about. And the biggest thing in stand-up is you connecting to the larger audience, which is extremely difficult. So if you have 50 to 500 people, like in Amit Tandon show, we had a 540 people audience. So connecting to each and every one with different mindsets, with different, state of mind, with different choices, different interests, different affiliations, it becomes so much more difficult. So trying to find something common that everyone can connect to is extremely, I would say, humongous task. But I am happy I could do it to whatever little extent I did. Yeah. So.
And how was your experience in working short films? How was it?
So I guess most of children of my age, when I was a child, would want to become a hero or work in movies. I think that's a common dream most of the teenagers have, and I too had the dream. When I got the opportunity, I thought it was a cakewalk, because that's what we see in the movies: people with swanky cars and earning so much of money. But it was I would say it was quite a tiring experience for me, because we were shooting for a 12-minute movie, and we shot for almost 48 hours. So I went through the whole process, 2 days of shoot, 12 hours a day for just 12 minutes. And from then, that day onwards, I guess my respect for all the actors and actresses has really grown multifold, because I know what they go through shooting for a 3-hour or a 2-hour movie, and how it takes years together. So shoots and reshoots, but it was absolutely fun being in front of the camera, getting directions from the director, working with co-actors, and so many nuances of dramatics that I'd learned from my director at that point of time, which I could use it also in my regular speeches that I give most of the places. So quite tiring, but quite, I'd say, enlightening experience.
And how has that one act play happened? Just for 45 minutes, and you have written it, you have directed it, you have acted in it.
Yeah. So again, that was another experience. I'm part of the community club, and they were having the one act play. So a few friends, we got together, and we thought of a subject. And me and another friend of mine, Rahul, I guess, we sat together one of these Fridays afternoon for almost 6 hours and wrote the whole script for it. So one act play means that once the curtain is open, it doesn't go down again. I mean, you just have to finish it in one single act. So there's no multiple times that you can come back on the stage. So it's alive, it's on, and it's you just have to finish it. So, and 45 minutes is long because you have to run around the stage, go back, change dresses. Everything is very, very scheduled. So we did write that. I had almost 3 change of dresses in that act. Again, it was another big experience, a lot of learning in that, and writing it and partly directing it, because we didn't have that differentiation among us that you are the director and I am this and I am that. We are just 5 people getting together, trying to have fun, and then audience was very happy, and we did get again a lot of appreciation for that as well.
Do you think anybody can become a stand-up comedian?
I feel if you have the humor, you should have a knack to see humor even in the most serious places. Then yes, everyone can. So there are 2 parts to being a stand-up comedian. One is to find humor, and I can tell you right now, and to all the viewers, that on an average in any person's life, you will have at least about 15 to 20 incidences in a day that are humorous. It just, you need to have the eye for humor, and once you have that and you can present it in a way people like it, I guess yes, it's hard, but it's not impossible.
So do you try to, do you even try these tricks out at home when there is a serious situation and the stand-up comedian in you just, he wakes up and say, oh, Vaishnavi. Okay, by the way, Vaishnavi is his wife. Vaishnavi. Does that happen?
So my home for me is a permanent stage, because that's where I try out, and I try. I don't try it. I just keep throwing random statements here and there in random sentences, and I see the reaction. So if let's say I decide I want Vaishnavi to be angry, and she actually gets angry, I say, yeah, I mean, there's something in that sentence. So it's like a permanent stage for me, but not consciously. It's subconscious most of the times. But yes, I guess those who are even wanting to come into this field should primarily find that smaller audience, a group of friends. And nowadays the markets open up, the restrictions are less. I'm sure you're having a lot of events within a close circle as per the guidelines. So please try out whatever material you're having, make people laugh, see what the reaction is, and then build upon it. So yeah, I mean, house is my home is my permanent stage, so to say.
Okay, well, I'll check that with Vaishnavi once. Okay, which we okay. Now, since you spoke about market, how has Qatar as a country, has helped all these artists and comedians come out and grow?
Yeah. So when we talk about Qatar or Middle East in general, let's say, when you talk about stand-up comedy, most of it is unscripted. So unlike other parts of the world where stand-up comedy is become more like an art form, people can make their careers out of being a stand-up comedian. They have left jobs, they have left businesses to be a stand-up comedian. Unfortunately, Qatar, while they are really promoting a lot of arts and performances from all over the world, stand-up comedy being unscripted, more or less, an unscripted art form, it becomes difficult as such. And obviously, there are not a lot of venues or events that's happening around the stand-up scenario in Qatar. So I really wish it grows, and it's been more accepted as an art form, much more than what it has. There are a very few events that happen once in a while, but they are like flash in a pan. They come in for 1 or 2 seasons, maximum 3 seasons, and then they are not there anymore. Obviously, pandemic and the lockdown has really added to all of this. it was growing, and that's when pandemic hit. So I guess I just wish that the scenario grows, but it's quite I'd say premature at this point of time in terms of the market in Qatar.
And Chandu, what are the challenges that you have faced as a stand-up comedian? As you said that it is a completely different stuff. So what are the challenges that you have faced to establish yourself as a stand-up comedian?
I won't say that I've established myself. Qatar being a small country, you have a lot of opportunities. So I guess I'm a little bit better than others that are there here. However, challenge. Well, what would be the biggest challenge for any performer? That is, performance is not liked by people. So I guess that's the biggest challenge I would say I have. Again, the whole scenario not being mature enough, and sometimes not a lot of audience turn up for a ticketed show. That's one of the things that I feel that people should really start paying and encouraging the stand-up comedians. So these are the few challenges for this art form to grow in general. And at a personal level, I guess there are also a lot of restrictions, and which is very valid in this part of the world when you speak, unlike in, again, most of the other globally, there are absolutely no restrictions. So I really honor and respect, and we should have that. But then finding a content within that smaller circle also is a challenge, I would say.
And that brings me to this next question, since you spoke about restrictions, and we all watch stand-up comedies, and we see that how we should say blatantly or how openly they make fun of others. Has it ever happened that you have cracked a joke or you have said something and somebody in the audience had felt bad, or they have taken it otherwise? Has it ever happened, especially in Qatar, when you're doing it in Qatar?
For me, I would say I'm one of the very, very few lucky guys, I would say, that I have never faced any repercussion from the audience or any kind of a negative feedback. Maybe my performances have bombed many times. They didn't go well, that's fine. But what we see in other parts of the world, where people get offended and there have been, leading to fights and a lot of other things, because if you see globally, out of Qatar or out of Middle East in general, when there is a stand-up comedy, it also comes with, it usually happens in a bar or in a place where alcohol is allowed. So you can guess the audience, and there's something that they won't like because of their affiliations, because of their mindsets, and they come out with their feelings. So I'm one of those lucky guys. I think I try to keep my content very safe, very family oriented, so to say. So happy, but otherwise, yes, these are things that happen. It's quite regular, I guess, and yeah.
And how has life changed after all these? Your stand-up comedy, acting. How has life changed?
This brings me to explain a little bit in detail about dreams and passion. So the dreams and passion are two different things. So passion is something that you really let go of everything and just go behind it. I always had this as a dream, and dream is not about achieving success through what you want to do. It's about living that moment or having that thing that you wanted to. So for me, being a stand-up comedian was a dream, being an actor was a dream, being on theater was a dream, and I've lived it once. And I make sure, because I know my priorities, and my priorities are my job and my professional requirements from my role. So whatever I do, I make sure that I'm not utilizing a lot of my time, which is required for my job or my company. And at the same time, this is also my segue from the regular stress that I write stuff and I perform. So that's the time I'm out of it. It's a de-stressing thing for me. So it's not really changed a lot. Yes, I'm very happy. One of the, when we go out, people might have seen my performance, my videos here and there, and they kind of meet me in randomly in some crowded place, maybe in a mall or something. Oh, I've seen your video. So it feels nice that you're known. It feels nice that that people recognize you. strangers recognize you. So that's a small change, but I've never allowed it to really get into my head or try to feel that I've done something great. No, it's just trying to be as normal as I was earlier. Yeah.
Now, back in India, in your family, okay, not your wife and kids, but in your family back in India, how do they look at it? Now they have seen you growing up. They have seen you that you were a very extrovert kind of a person, going onto the stage and speaking. As you said, that you never had that public speaking fear. So when they look at all these things that you are doing, how do they feel, or what was their reaction?
Well, so my parents knew that I don't have a fear of stage, and that was their fear, that he would go to stage.
Okay.
That he would not study, or he would not really give importance to studies, and then he would probably stay away. And as long as you're successful, it's fine. But initial stages, when you see that your children are really doing anything else other than studies, back in the times that we were kids in India, especially, it would really be a lot of issues there. And however, I guess now they've accepted that I'm here and I'm doing good, and so now whatever you do, it's fine. So but at that point of time, when I showed a lot of inclination and interest towards theater, towards public speaking in general, uh, I won't say I didn't get support. Obviously, I got supported, but then they always had the check on my mind. Studies. Okay, board exams are coming, so stop everything. That kind of thing. So, and it is fine, I guess. When you are not sure of where you're going, it's also nice to have. This was always a fallback for me, anyway. So yeah, right now they're happy.
And what about you as a father? You have two wonderful sons. Okay. So what about you as a father? When you see, first of all, have they inherited these talents from you?
I wish you would not have asked this question, Nisha. My elder son Varad is in his third year engineering in Manipal Institute of Technology. So he is supposed to go there and do engineering. Now, Varad has joined, apart from our different clubs, he's joined the dramatics club of MIT, which is AINA, and he there does acting, he does direction, he does editing himself.
Wow.
And his group has won a lot of awards in the commercial category, in the short film category. In fact, if things were right, they were invited. The group, they had a street play which they won, and they were invited to IIT in Mumbai to perform in the All India Pan India Mood Indigo festival that happened. So now you can imagine Vaishnavi's predicament. And I am caught between devil in the deep sea. I'm okay, he does that, but she wants me to reprimand him, or try to take him out of that mindset and concentrate. But I have not done that. So here is Vaishnavi pushing Varad and me to avoid all these things and concentrate on studies. And there is me who have done this. Varad has seen that, and then he won't take it from me that I'm asking him not to do things that I've done. So, so I don't know. It's quite a catch-22 situation here, at least.
Okay, but at least from your side, there is some support to Varad because he is doing all these things. And I have seen him. When he was doing the TEDx event here in Birla Public School, and I have seen him how well he had managed and arranged everything. So yes, he has got that. That those talent, especially, might have inherited from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to say that the biggest stage of my life to date has been given to me because of my son Varad, and he recommended me. Obviously, he didn't propose me; he recommended me, and there's a whole team that selects the speakers.
Yeah.
He recommended me, and the team selected it, including the principal and the teachers of Birla Public School. So, thank you, all the team over there.
Okay, what are your future projects?
As I said, Nisha, so whatever I've done till now, is not like a planned thing. The people who know me, they came to me, oh, I see you've done acting. Why don't you do a voiceover? I said, okay, I'll do a voiceover. And then people will come to me, you've done acting, why don't you try commercial? I said, okay, I'll do a commercial. And then there's someone who approached me, said, why don't you do a photo shoot? So I've done photo shoot for Vodafone and Ooredoo again, right? So these are projects which have come to me. As I said, my priority has been my work, but whatever projects come. So right now, I guess I have recently finished shooting for a short film by the students of Northwestern University. It's a very nice Hindi Urdu movie. Hopefully it'll get released in June. It's called Maa Ki Beti, and it's got an amazing storyline, I would say, and it was again almost 4 weeks of shoot, I would say, for again a 15-minute movie. And these are students who are actually learning filmmaking. So it's even more, they're so meticulous and going through and the director, she's so young, but then she was looking at the minutest of expressions and how they were planning. It was a, a big learning for me, the whole movie making process, that is right from the script reading to rehearsals to actually acting, because they had a very short window to shoot, because they're shooting it in somebody's house who had given it to them just for 2 or 3 weeks, and that is the outhouse. So they didn't have a lot of reshoot dates, so to say. So that's one of the projects. There is another project that's coming up. I'm under a non-disclosure agreement to share it, but it's for it's part of one of the biggest events that will happen in Qatar very soon. So I'm probably working for that. It's a commercial.
All right. Now, any plans to hit Indian cinema?
No plans. Again, if it comes, it comes. But otherwise, because having worked in commercials and short films, I know the amount of time and energy and efforts, especially, that you need to give to make any cinema as such. So again, I know for now that I definitely don't have that much amount of time that I can give it. However, if there is any project that comes up which is for a short period, maybe a week or a couple of weeks, and then if around that period I am there in India, or for that matter any part of the world, I would be fine to spare some time and do it. Because again, for all of these things that I'm doing are more it's an interest for me. It's not that I'm pursuing them on a regular basis. So if it comes across, yes, why not?
Now, Chandu, you have done so many things, and as you said, that these are all not your passions, but just dreams you had. So many dreams you had. Is there any dream that you still haven't, worked on, or that is still dream? Any dream that has not come true yet, and you are still waiting for that particular moment for that dream to come true?
I can't really think of any right now because what I've got till now is more than what I expected. Right. So I never expected to speak in TEDx. I was the one who used to watch TEDx videos on a regular basis. So when I got an opportunity, that is more than what I always dreamt of. However, if I ever get an opportunity, I would love to work in a full-length film, because I worked in many short films and commercials. But a full-length film would probably be something that I would love to have one of these days, if it's possible. And just wait for that moment, let's say.
What are the tips that you would like to offer to those who wish to get into stand-up comedy?
So first up, I guess, if you want to be a stand-up comedian, make sure that you or your close group of friends or family or relatives are acknowledging that you have that humor. For me, it happened with that. I probably did not realize I was humorous until others told me. And you were one of them, Nisha, when we used to meet 10 years ago. Oh, I see a humor thing. So, and then you develop on that. See how it goes. Once you're done that, then make sure that you are making small contents. Like back in India, or let's say in other parts of the world, there are a lot of shows for upcoming stand-up comedians where you get a 2-minute or a 3-minute slot. They call it as open mic, right? Open mic is you go to the organizers, tell them you get 2 minutes, go on the stage, say your content for 2 minutes, come out. Audience likes it, does not like it. People are also there. They're just watching all 10, 15 different comedians, 2 minutes, 3-minute sets. Then there are what they call as the bringer shows. In the bringer show, you need to get at least 2 or 3 paid guests to that event. then you get a bigger slot, which is 5-minute slot. So the idea here is to try and find an audience and an opportunity and a stage to keep talking and keep rehearsing your content. See where you get laughter, see where you don't get, and always be prepared. Make sure your research is up to date, that you are aware of the current happenings. Because if you know, there was this app called the Blue Whale sometime in 2014, 2015, where we all know it. Now, I did crack a joke on Blue Whale at that point of time, and it was received very well. People really related to it. Now, if I talk about Blue Whale, half of the team would have forgotten. So what is trending right now? And how can humor come out of it? So keep practicing this, and whenever you get a break, whenever you get an opportunity, whenever you get a stage, make sure you're not missing that opportunity. Go and share your content, see how it is received, work on it again, and come back. So keep coming back until you probably have your solo show, and that should be your target.
So do you engage in writing and preparing content whenever you get free time in between your work?
Yeah, what I do is, if something hits me, because I don't, like, humor is not something that you sit now and I say, okay, I'll start writing. No, it's spontaneous, right? So if it is spontaneous, what I do is I have a notebook. I just write 1 or 2 lines, or what ideas come to me. Sometimes if I'm let's say if I'm out and I don't have a pen pencil, so I just make a note on my mobile, what's the idea that's come to me, which is humorous. And then when I have to prepare for a show, then I collect all this repository, the data, and see what are relevant, and then make a set out of it. So it's not like you say that I'll sit for 15 minutes, write humor, and then I'll not write it. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's just there. So, but the big thing, or the important thing, is that you capture, when you have an idea which is humorous, you capture it. Otherwise, more often than ever, you lose it. So capturing is very important. And then you can prepare a set for yourself.
Any plans to write a book? Since you said that you've written the script for that 1-act play.
Yeah. Well, again, this reminds me of an incident. And my second job, my manager used to be a guy called Rajesh Kute. And within 3 or 4 months of me working with him, he had made a statement, to all the colleagues in the office. Look at this guy. He will write a book one day. So I wish his dream comes true. But no plans again. As I said, if it happens, it happens. I get a trigger one fine day. I wake up in the morning. I feel like writing a book. I might just start writing it, but I have not planned anything. That's how probably it's going right now for me.
And I wish that it would be as humorous as possible.
If I'm writing it, it better be humorous. Yeah. I can't write serious stuff. You know what? I used to joke about it. I'm someone, I can't go to places where there is sadness, or where there is, let's say, I don't take me to a mortuary, I used to say, because I'll go and laugh there.
You will find something humorous also there.
I swear. Yeah. So
no, I think that is one talent, or one talent. Yes, it's talent, right? Not everybody can do that, because as you said, when we go to such situations where people are sad and they are in deep sorrow, nobody would find anything to laugh about. But if you can do that, I mean, it's a talent, right? Is it not?
Yeah, I'm reminded of one of the comedians. She's also a Toastmaster, Judy Carter. Okay, and she's written a book already, many books for that matter. The Message of Me. So what she says, what is a message? Message is basically, if you break it down, it's a mess coming of age, right? And that's a message. So first thing, to have a profound message, is there should be a mess.
Correct.
There should be something really bad happening, and then it comes of age and experience, and then how you come out of it, and that's the message. So yeah, I guess.
Very true. Very true. I agree. Now, very important question. Okay, you have, as you said, that you discovered yourself at every different stages of your life. So we know you as a Toastmaster, a humorous speech champion, an actor, voiceover artist, stand-up comedian, golfer, director, actor, writer. But who is Chandrashekar Angadi?
I'm not sure I've discovered myself enough yet to really pinpoint on one thing that, but I guess this is how I want the world to perceive me. I mean, all that what you've said is good to hear, but I just want to be a normal person, the guy next door or whatever you call it. I just want to be Chandrashekar. It's not, I don't want people to really, view me as someone who's achieved great. I have not, for sure, but not to look at me as oh, he's a stand-up comedian, oh, is this, oh, is that. No, I mean, I just want to be normal. I don't want to be in a lot of a limelight, or be personally also be in some kind of a feeling that I'm this and I'm that. I'm just Chandrashekar Angadi. I'm husband to my wife, father to my kids, and friends to all my friends, and foes to all my foes as well.
Oh, that's good. That was good. Okay. One last message that you would like to share with our viewers.
Well, I think I've read this somewhere. It's a story of a great man. It said that whenever you're doing your regular thing, if you're walking or you're doing anything that you're doing, if you're not facing troubles, then you're going in the wrong direction. Right? So troubles you will face and you should face. But what I ask, now there is a pandemic, there's something else, there is stress, there is so much of negativity around, and the repercussions of the pandemic, or in general the market collapse and all. What I would only say that when we go to our own place of faith, you worship your God, your Almighty. Don't ask the Almighty, your Almighty, to not give you troubles, but instead ask for strength to come out of whatever troubles that you face. I think that's very important, because asking to not give troubles or not give roadblocks is not possible. You should, and that's what makes you. That's how you build your character, I guess. So, do ask for strength to overcome all the problems that you might face in your life, and as always we say, this time will pass. So whatever happens, stay there. It'll pass. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chandrashekar Angadi, Chandu, for coming on the show, sharing your life stories, sharing such great nuggets of wisdom. And I wish that all your dreams come true whenever it is. And you would be able to, and may God give you the strength to overcome all the roadblocks and make your dreams come true.
Thanks a lot, Nisha. I guess, first of all, I'd like to thank all the viewers and the participants, especially in Qatar, who are braving their afternoon siesta to listen to me. And I hope I was worth the time that you have invested in me. Secondly, I'd really like to thank you, Nisha, for considering me for Talksopedia. This is a third season, and being part of this show is a matter of absolute honor and privilege, because the way Talksopedia has grown by leaps and bounds under your creativity, it's your baby, it's your idea, and the dedication and passion that you're showing to grow this, I'm sure being on this show is absolutely a matter of pride and privilege. So, and I wish you all the very best, and all those who are listening to me now live or may listen to me later on, may God bless all of us, and stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, follow the government guidelines, wear mask, get vaccinated.
True. Thank you so much, Chandu, once again. And thank you to each one of you who is watching us live on Talksopedia. I will be back not next Friday, but on 25th of February with a new guest. Till then, have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nisha. Bye.